Guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm joined in studio with MMA fighter, MMA fighter Craig Green. Um, can I, looking at your records, your fight records, can I say you're both a kickboxer and a mixed martial arts fighter?
Nah, just kickboxing. K1.
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
So,
just kickboxing. No, it's all good. It's all good. I've never actually done it, mate. It's always cropping my mind, but I've never done it.
God, that's not good stuff. Do you want, do
It's
you
all
want,
good.
do you
No,
want to
run
start
it
that
through.
again?
No, run it through. It's all
Okay.
good. Just having a
Well,
normal conversation. It's a fucking podcast, man. We're all good.
Um, look, the next fight coming up this Saturday at the promotion. I tried to look for them online, but the branding, what they called ISKA or
Yeah.
IKSA,
I,
they're the people who are hosting the event. But the actual what's it called, Kings or Combat KC, I couldn't see them anywhere. Is this like a sub branding from the larger name?
no, it's so Mick Crosland. He is the coach at Combat Academy in Barnsley.
Okay.
So he started the show a couple of years ago. So it's his promotion. He just uses ISKA obviously to run the titles through, kind of like a lot of shows around the country. Really, ISKA is just a go-to organization. It's the best place to fight.
Good, good. Okay. Now, see, because I wanted to make sure that I did my homework on the branding and everything, so to make sure that there's nothing that missed, nothing at all. But this fight coming up this weekend for you is a big deal. Well, there's the opponent, but also it's for a title. So you've really got to. I mean, compared to your other fights, I've seen some of your past fights, like the one of your past fights we had that spinning back fist. I mean, are we going to be
Yeah.
seeing a lot more of that knockout power? And
I think you're gonna see more knockout power. Since that fight, that was more like a comeback fight. So the camp was different. This time we've set in massively. I've been doing strength and conditioning, working closely with SDV Performance, which is one of my new sponsors. So I'm doing proper strength conditioning 3 times a week. I'm doing 40 rounds of sparring every week. I'm doing pad work 3, 4 times a week, twice a day. So I'm getting a lot of different fight specific training in that I didn't have before. So I mean, compared to that performance, that was an amateur performance for me. I think this Saturday everybody's going to see a whole different pedigree of fighter in there.
yeah, I think that's to be expected because of what you're fighting for. I mean, yeah, there's a task, but I was also going to ask you about your opponent, Ryan Foster. That's something
Yeah.
else I searched the internet back to front, through and through for. But what you've seen of any of his past fights, I mean, what do you make of him? So, I mean, what are you expecting come fight night?
I'm expecting quite a messy fight. I've seen a little bit of him. I don't really watch my opponents and that anymore. I don't really care because as long as the best version of myself turns up, then that's all that I can physically do. At the end of the day, looking at what he's good at, what he's bad at, this and that isn't going to help my performance. I need to go in there with a blind eye and just do what I'm good at, not worrying about this and that. Saying that, yeah, I have watched some of his fights, and I think I'm not going to say too much because I don't want him to see this video and be like, "Oh, he's seen this, he's seen this, he's seen this." I'm just, he's a fighter, man. He's a dog. Do you know what I mean? He wants to fight, but I don't think that compared to Tommy, who I was meant to be fighting, I don't think this fight is the pedigree that was. So we're game. It don't matter who I fight, man. I'm ready for whoever's going to get in there. If there's a different opponent tomorrow, a different opponent the next day, I've proven this before. I'll fight whoever I have to fight on the day. I don't care.
The opponent switch, the opponent change. Um,
Yeah.
was that the initial opponent that was supposed to go head to head with you? Did they pull out? Was it medical reasons? Because I asked because
Yeah,
as
unfortunately.
go on.
Go on, Karen. Sorry.
No, I asked
Uh,
that because for you yourself as a fighter, in fact, if the situation was turned the other way around, that is quite annoying because you kind of studied. your opponent. You're gonna capitalize and take advantage of their weaknesses. So, and you got your game plan already in your mind of how you're gonna go ahead and win the fight. So for you, I'm guessing it's really frustrating and annoying. I mean, you said it's for medical reasons. That's why they pulled out.
Yeah, unfortunately, to be fair, I've always got on with Tommy. I think he's a great lad. I get on with the lads from Combat Academy. I think they're all right. We've been on the same circuit for 10 years now, a long time. So I've created a bond with some of them fighters that not necessarily like friends, do you know what I mean? But when we have respect for each other. So I like Tommy. I think he's a great lad. He fractured his shin, I believe. Obviously, this being his comeback fight, there's you getting back into training, and obviously you tick over, you train all year round, you get big, you do this, you do that. But then when you get back into camp, there's different injuries where your body's not quite efficient enough. So maybe that's happened. Who knows? Like obviously, I believe the camp he's obviously injured because I don't think they would pull out. Um, but hopefully we can get that fight on because we was meant to fight a couple of years ago. Um, but then it didn't end up getting announced or anything. It was just kind of in, do you know what I mean? Like a needle in the haystack, how you might be. And I was like, oh yeah, sound. So this time I was disappointed, but I'm not upset. I'm not bothered. Do you know what I mean? I didn't study him too much. I've known Tommy and how he fights for a long time. So it was more of how is he still the same fighter? He's been out for 3 years, I believe, or something. So it was more, is he going to be as good as he was? Is he going to maintain what he was? Because I know that I've got better. So it was more that. So when obviously they pulled out, yeah, I was annoyed, but a fight's a fight. I'm still coming home with a belt either way, so it don't really bother me, man.
No, no, I like that attitude. I mean, in going back to your former opponent, the initial opponent, as in you are concerned of whether he might suffer from a little bit of what we call ring rust, is it?
Yeah, man, of course. I mean, I ring rust is one of them. I think it's a bit of a made up term, right? It is a thing, obviously. Like people get this where it's like, oh, I've not been back in a while. But I think it is genuinely down to just where your body has weakened over the years of not maybe kicking pads, not sparring, not getting hit. And I think that's the only difference. Yeah, I'd call it ring rust in a sense. But I mean, come fight night with the adrenaline and all that, ring rust is non-existent. You can get kicked in the shin, bare shin. If you've got that adrenaline running through your body, then it's different. But obviously, you kick elbows or something sparring or on the pads, it's gonna hurt, and you're gonna know that it's hurt. So I think he's obviously done what's best for him. I want him at his best. I don't want to fight him with a fucked up shin, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to fight Tommy Crosland if he's injured. I want him at his best. I want everybody at their best because that's how I'm going to prove that I am going to be number one.
Yeah, no, definitely, absolutely. Um, how is the I mean, although the fight now gradually fight camp and making weight will gradually be coming to an end now slowly, but
Yeah.
how is the weight cut going? How's fight camp? I should have spoken to you a few days ago, but I think you weren't feeling very well. Was that as a result of as in you having to drastically cut the weight?
I think so because I'd done my first 5 kilo. So obviously I've cut from 80. So and I'm now walking around at about 73, 73.9. So obviously I've cut quite a big amount through the last couple of weeks. And I think like even like in the same aspect as Tommy, like my body's just not been used to it. I've been eating what I want. I've been doing what I want. I've just had my son, obviously, so I've been relaxing, doing nothing. So obviously I have been training, but then coming back into this camp and then the drastic change of right, you've got to cut all this weight. You can't eat, you can't drink. My body kind of just wasn't too happy about it. But you know what? I feel fresh. I've not felt better than this. My camp has been it's been top notch. I can't honestly knock this camp enough. I've not had injuries. I'm the fittest I've ever been. I'm in the best condition I've ever been. Weight cut's going well so far. I've got still nearly 4 kilo to do, but you know we got till Friday at fight. We got till about 5 p.m. on Friday, so we'll smash that out. I've been doing it 11 years now. We'll get there.
You know, something that I've seen even in the preparation to the fight, to the run up to the big day, the big night, there is still that risk of an infection, of an injury, illness, and all those things are
Yeah, of
still there.
course.
So yeah, so when you come out the other end and everything's okay, all you got really to do now is to make sure that you've made weight and to go into the cage or the ring and do your very best. You give your
Yeah.
all of your heart. I think that that's uh that's uh that's another sacrifice and success, something successful. Many, in fact, many fight fans in they don't see that what's going on behind the scenes.
So sorry, is that coming from your phone?
I
The
think it's
vibrate.
from your end.
Me, yeah, no, it's my end. I'm saying
Yeah,
that for you. Sorry,
that's all right.
I've got good
That's
all over me in it. I'm looking good.
um so fight night, I mean, in fact, when you're in the cage or the ring, whatever venue or environment you're going to be fighting in, what is the state of mind that you have as a fighter? Listen, what's going on through your brain? The one thing you think of, I mean, I'm sure obviously you say it's just knocking out or killing your opponent, but what is the one thing that just keeps you focused, eyeing the prize, basically?
um, Making my dad proud. It's the only thing. Obviously, I got my son now. But this is my first. My last fight. Obviously, I had my son. Um, but I think this fight, it's more just making my dad proud and continuously proving to people. As I said to you the other day, I'm not going to discuss it on social media, but what I had said to you the other day, the things that I've been through, the things that I've done. Um, I went for a really dark place, and I could have really ruined my own life. And to the point where now I thank God and I thank my father for giving me the inspiration, for giving me the attitude of wanting to be better for myself. Like I've got so many things that I want to prove to people, but more to myself now. Like it used to be, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, but now I want to do it for me. At the end of the day, I want this belt. But the thing is, for me, is I've made it through this camp. I've done the best I can. I look in a form I'm happy with. I'm very content with and to me, that's me winning in life now. I've done what I needed to, and now I get to do the part. I get to fight someone like who doesn't like fighting. Punches on the face. I think you're frozen, man.
Um, yeah, the connection's not not great. I think, yeah,
Yeah, we
what
got
you
you.
what you were saying there, you might want to, if you can just, if you could briefly, if you can repeat it, because when the connection did die a little bit, it did chop out a lot of what you said.
Yeah, well, pretty much just that. Obviously, like from what I've been through and stuff like that, that we've discussed, I just I just wanted to do better for myself, and I think even just making it through camp, even getting to the position that I'm at now, I'm proud of myself, and that's enough for me. That keeps me going all the time, and the biggest defect for me now would be to go back out partying, to go back out doing the wrong shit. So I just stay in camp. I look at these belts as not even trophy prizes, man. I look at them as the next step to being sober, the next step to being successful. They're just stepping stones. Like
Okay.
that's all they are. They're something that goes in your wall. I mean, when you get buried when you're older, where do your belts go? No one keeps them. It's just for me to prove to myself how good I can be at something.
Mm, yeah. After you win this fight, I mean, is it that you want to fight probably in a different weight class though, or different promotion?
No,
What just
I'm happy at 70, man. I
mm,
like 70 kilo. Fun. Everyone hits hard and everyone's fast.
yeah. I can manage after losing all that weight, it still has it still does a number on your body as a whole.
Yeah, it does. But at the same time, I get used to it now. Like I've been cutting to 70 for the last three fights. So, it begins to feel normal. Like it's not an issue to me anymore. And to be quite honest, I like doing it. I don't My body doesn't necessarily like it, but I love doing it in my own mental head. Like I'm a bit tapped for this sport. I like pushing myself through this pain. I like realizing how much I can actually put myself through until I can quit. Because It's like cutting weight, not drinking, not eating, stuff like that. Even like as fasting, as you'd want to say, it proves to me how strong-minded I am. Like I used to, I couldn't go a day without doing the wrong things, without touching the wrong shit. Whereas now I know that I can go 2 days without food because I've got enough mental strength to do that.
Yeah.
I can go for a 10-mile run in 2 tracksuits and a sweatsuit because my mental mind. It's just proving things to yourself. It's just I love it. It's mad.
Now you've recently become a father yourself, is that also another driving force to again kind of like you change your old habits, you kind of come out, let's say, of that fast party lifestyle, and you're remaining focused on being a successful kickboxer. Um,
Yeah.
Now being a father, I mean, is that because you want to leave a legacy for your son when he's older?
Not even a legacy. I wouldn't even go that far. But I want my son to learn respect, and I want him to understand that if you want something, you've got to go for it. I think the way to get getting in the ring, fighting someone, and that's how I get somewhere in life.
This connection
Oh, this
is
internet's
is
so
horrible.
bad.
So I guess because again, what you just said
It's
there,
awful, isn't it?
bloody hell, that's so
Is it
fucking
better
what?
now? I'm just gonna have to what I live in the middle of nowhere, man. So my internet, I've just got a new house in the middle of
Ah,
nowhere.
well, okay.
So that'll be right. It's my fault. It's where I live.
No, it's okay. At least
It should
make
be,
the best of it. Yeah.
it should be a bit better here now, but you can see my black eye and shit. So the lighting's not doing me any justice.
No, but all right. You kind of you did kind of answer the question I asked about leaving a legacy for your child when he's older, that you wouldn't even
Yeah,
go that far, but you want to show him that if you stay focused, if you make all the right decisions earlier on in your life, then you can do anything you put your hand to, you put your mind
yeah,
to.
within reason. I wouldn't even say make the right decisions.
Oh,
I'm a very straight up dad. I'm one of them. He's gonna fuck up and he's gonna make mistakes, and that's fine. People are gonna make mistakes. They don't have to make a right. There isn't a wrong decision. You can't make a wrong decision. You can only learn from it. And that's the thing with me. The reason I'm at where I am now is because I've made mistakes that I've learned from. And if he's perfect at this, perfect at that, he's never gonna learn. He's never gonna have a character about him. So I'm a very straight up dad, and I think that's how my dad was with me until he passed away. It was very much if you fuck up, but you're gonna have to learn from it. If not, you're gonna continuously do it until you fucked your life up. And I know that sounds really brutally harsh, but that is what's brought the best out of me. And that's what I want for my son. However, I do want him to understand how it can be if you go down the wrong road, which I've got. My life proves what happens, but it also proves what happens if you just fuck off the wrong people, get yourself in the right frame of mind, stop your old habits, and just focus on yourself.
yeah. Look, based on the conversation we had now and the conversation we had earlier, which involved another fighter, I won't say say his name. Um, Maybe we could do another interview, probably moving away from combat sports, if you're happy to do that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Sure thing. Is there anything else you'd like to add, including any shout outs you want to give to anyone, sponsors, family, and friends?
So we've got SDB Performance, which is Sam. He's a strength conditioning coach, absolutely brilliant. There's Fight Smart Nutrition, which is run by Kurt Bark. There is the Candy Garage, best sweet supplier in Lincolnshire. Anybody needs anything, get to them. There is the 80s Legacy charity, which is my father's charity that my mum runs. They're sponsoring me. There is, bear with me because there is a lot of sponsors. You're gonna have to give me a second. There's too
That's
many
all
to even
good.
think of.
That's good. It's fine.
Um, I can't leave any out because they'll get mardy at me. Yes, there is D&M Super Installations. He has helped me absolutely massively in the last 2 months, and I cannot say how much they've honestly done for me. There is also Mitchell Flannery, who runs John and Flannery Paving. So if anybody needs anything of them sorts of things, oh, give me a shout. Drop them a message, run the names back, search them on Instagram, search them on Facebook, like, follow, all that shit. And that's it, man. Like, other than being a single man, that is it. We just need you to go and follow them, follow me, like me, and then follow my journey.
Craig, thank you so much once again for coming on. And look, good luck for Saturday.
Thank you. I appreciate it,
Good
brother.
luck. And definitely we're gonna have to have you back on the show.
Of course, 100%, man. We'll do a normal podcast as well. Like, we don't even have to be fight talk all the time. It'd be
Yes,
good just to have a chat and just chat some shit.
I'd like that. In fact,
Yeah,
yes, I'd like that a lot, actually. It's an idea that I've actually mentioned to some other fighters, and they've actually liked the idea. So yes, you're another person that I will have to bear
100%.
in mind, definitely.
Yeah, we'll
Guys,
have a laugh, man.
guys, if you enjoyed the podcast, please don't forget to leave a like or also to subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. And if you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, don't forget to leave a like there and also a rating. Does help the podcast grow. Craig, once again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
brother. See you later, man.
Take care.